and 3.1 million people are affected. 7 counties are on alarm and 10 on alert. 23 counties in total affected. Let's speak to Dr. Michael Ayabe, who's the head of disaster management at the Kenya Red Cross. Dr. Ayabe, thank you for making time for us. Top of mind, what are we doing to cushion the Kenyans who are facing starvation right now?
Thank you very much, Trevor, for having me. There are quite a number of interventions that are being done, both from government and other actors that are there, including the Kenya Red Cross Society. And, at this point, probably I'll just picture, some of the interventions that have been put in place, looking at water conditions. So we have tried to rehabilitate a number of boreholes that, at this time, boreholes have to be to do the pumping for a very long hours, and this subsequently mean we have very frequent breakdowns. We've been able to do about 11 boreholes, 14 boreholes that have been rehabilitated out of the target, which would expect around 57 of them would help those who are most in need. We've been able to provide food in kind to 38,342 households, and that is at about 55%. Again, we are not able to give 100%. There were, at the start, initially, we were even able to give even a slightly higher, around 65%.
Yeah.
But due to issues of resources, we actually reduced a little bit to around 55% so that we can be able to reach many people.
Yeah.
The other key intervention that we have done is also to provide unconditional cash support.
What figures are we looking at here?
Those whom we have assisted with cash is 18,732 households, and we give 5,467 shillings. The 67 is to cover the withdrawal charges, and this is unconditional cash that then enables the family really to choose, what they want to prioritize in the household.
But why do we wait, Ayabe, until there's a crisis? That's when we intervene. Even right now, we already know that the numbers are at 3.1 million. By June, there'll be 3.5 million. Why can't we put measures now?
I would say at times it's also the way situations keep deteriorating, and there are initial, of course, there are efforts that are put in place, but you can be sure this has to be a long-term discussion for the whole country, and each, of course, partner, and even the people who are targeted taking their own part, at any one particular. I'm going to give you one example of what we are trying to do even early. Now that we know the rains are coming almost average or slightly even, sometimes they could even be above average in some places. Remember, these are forecast. And what we've done last week in area around Budalangi is to work with the communities to have maybe something, a simulation on what is likely to happen, help them to do the clearing of drainages so that when floods come, then it doesn't affect them, as it does every other year.
And therein lies my concern, because even right now we're already predicting that there might be floods, but are we ready for that?
So what we have done is already, with some of the teams that we have on ground, is to do that mapping of which zones are likely to be affected, create awareness, and even where possible, do simulation where the community will take half of the time. It will cost half of the resources to react at the time of disaster if you prepare early. So this situation of drought is one tricky one. Yes, there was that alarm and action, was initiated at maybe different levels. But as you can see, with 3 failed rains, and even now, this at this particular time, North Rift would ordinarily be having crops being at the level of weeding or even top dressing. But we don't have any that have grown.
But in November last year, this was declared almost a national disaster. What happened to the safety nets by the government of Kenya? Were they not sufficient? Have you received them?
I would say the interventions that we have put in place is, of course, resources that we have been able to get from appeals and other national society partners and private sector that have assisted us, but also on the part of government, I would say, yes, they are doing some interventions, but they are better placed to, give the specifics of areas and specific activities that have been taken. And I could, of course, authoritatively give account of what the Red Cross Society has been able to do. So
you intervened for 55%. What about the other 45%? Are they on their own now?
Of course, the bit that is seen is that when you have drought of this nature, of course, situations continue to deteriorate, but the family is able to do, of course, try to fend for themselves because life was continuing.
Okay.
But what we are bringing in is a subsidy just to be able to sustain them or even enable them explore other avenues. And, we also expect that this is being complemented by other actors.
Okay, and this intervention will continue throughout?
Yes, this is, of course, we continue to do this, and I actually would still continue to make an appeal, because what we use really is the appeals that we get from our movement partners and organizations that give us. And the appeal that we did, we were targeting to get, we've been able to get about 20% only out of, about 800 million that was being targeted at the time. And now, so far, we've spent slightly above 264 million.
Yeah. Finally, as we finish on this, so in your 264 million, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so from your numbers right now, how many people have not had any sort of intervention?
We still have about almost 25,000 that are there in need of food immediately. And, if others also, some places, they would benefit if they could get cash, unconditional cash support, because then it enables them to even reach out and get things like medicine and other types of food that are not provided when we provide the in-kind.
All right.
So the needs are still there.
We have to leave it there, Dr. Ayabe. Thank you so much for making time for us. Dr. Michael Ayabe is the head of disaster management, Kenya Red Cross Society, and Kenya will talk to him about this intervention in just a bit as well, and obviously in our subsequent bulletins as well. So imagine waking up one morning